Welcome to you, Mother Truckers. This week, you shared a couple of really imaginative flash fiction stories with us, and yeah, we're excited to jump into them.
Yeah, definitely.
Think of this as our first pit stop of the week as we explore these fascinating tales together.
Exactly. You were curious about stories that delve into, hidden worlds and the intrigue of secret societies. And our first story, Dimension Hoppers, absolutely plunges us into that.
Right.
We'll be unpacking how an ordinary teenager unexpectedly uncovers something extraordinary, the Lost Explorer Society and the mind-bending reality of hopping between dimensions.
Then we're shifting gears dramatically with Alara. This flash fiction story presents a weaponized melody, kind of with the intention of bringing peace, but it takes a really unexpected and quite dark turn.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned being interested in stories with surprising consequences, and Alara definitely delivers on that, exploring a terrifying side of what might seem like perfection.
In this pit stop, our goal is to really dig into the key elements of both of these flash fiction stories, understand the central conflicts at play, and see if there are any surprising threads connecting these, well, seemingly different narratives.
Right, trying to find those aha moments.
You wanted those aha moments without getting bogged down in unnecessary details. So let's get started and see what these stories have to tell us.
All right, let's kick off our first pit stop with Dimension Hoppers. The story immediately draws you in with this small-town kid who's feeling that classic teenage restlessness, that sense of the mundane, right?
Yeah, totally relatable.
And then this tattered map appears, almost whispering possibilities of something more. It really taps into that universal feeling that maybe there's more to the world than what we see every day.
It's interesting how that initial desire for something beyond the ordinary isn't just a fleeting wish. The map, as the narrative progresses, almost feels like a character itself, seeking out someone specific.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first subtle suggestion that there might be a larger purpose at play here.
And that suggestion quickly becomes a full-blown revelation. This isn't a map leading to buried treasure. It leads to this crumbling mansion that's surprisingly not deserted, but buzzing with strange machinery, and this group calling themselves the Lost Explorers Society.
Yeah.
They're definitely not your average history enthusiasts, are they?
Not at all. The story cleverly subverts our expectations of a historical society. Instead, we encounter a group actively involved with other dimensions.
Right.
Jenny's explanation of rifts, instabilities, and echoes is crucial. It reframes these hidden worlds not as distant fantasies, but as actively influencing our own reality. Their mission to patch these tiers immediately raises the stakes beyond simple exploration.
Exactly. It's not just sightseeing, and
Yeah.
the invitation from Mr. Alistair suggesting the map finds those with restless souls as this layer of destiny or perhaps a preordained purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a random discovery. I feel like the universe itself is nudging this teenager towards something significant.
That idea of a restless soul being drawn to something greater is a compelling thematic element. It suggests that dissatisfaction with the ordinary can be a powerful catalyst for discovering hidden potential and purpose. Alistair's words carry a weight that hints at a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of things.
Definitely.
What do you think that restlessness might signify, beyond just teenage angst? Could it be an inherent sensitivity to these dimensional bleed-throughs?
That's a fascinating point. Maybe it's not just boredom, but like a subconscious awareness, like feeling the static from another reality.
Yeah, maybe.
Then we get this incredible sensory experience with the first expedition stepping through a shimmering doorway into a jungle filled with impossible colors, silver plants, and insects that sound enormous.
Oh yeah, the description there is great.
It really brings that promise of hidden worlds to life in a vivid way.
Absolutely. The detailed descriptions aren't just for show. They emphasize the truly alien nature of these other dimensions. It's a stark contrast to the suffocating ordinary the teen felt before, really highlighting the vastness of reality beyond our everyday perception.
But the story quickly shifts from wondrous discovery to a very real sense of threat. It's not just the otherworldly creatures that are dangerous. It's this shimmering tear in the sky described as entropic bleed.
Right, entropic bleed.
Suddenly, this isn't just an adventure, it's about preventing some kind of cosmic breakdown.
That introduction of entropic bleed is a brilliant narrative move. It elevates the stakes considerably, moving beyond simple exploration to a sense of cosmic responsibility. It makes you wonder if this constant patching of rifts is a natural part of the universe's self-regulation, and the society is just playing a role in that.
Like cosmic plumbers.
Kind of, yeah. It's a very high-stakes version.
And initially, our teen is just an observer, right?
Oh.
But even in that passive role, their seemingly ordinary skills like map reading become surprisingly vital. It's not about navigating the familiar paths of our world, but understanding the distorted logic and spatial anomalies of another reality. It subtly suggests that even seemingly mundane skills can have unexpected applications in extraordinary circumstances.
Precisely. The fact that map reading, a skill rooted in understanding spatial relationships, becomes crucial for deciphering the distortions caused by the entropic bleed, highlights the interconnectedness of different forms of knowledge.
Yeah, that's clever.
It's a clever way of showing that observation and interpretation are key, regardless of the context. It makes you think about what seemingly useless skills we might possess that could be vital in unforeseen situations.
Like maybe my ability to find the TV remote could save the multiverse one day.
You never know.
The return journey is described as difficult, and Alistair's warning that every world leaves its mark adds this layer of consequence. It's not a risk-free joyride through dimensions. There are lasting effects, both seen and unseen.
Right.
It raises the question of what those unseen marks might be, not just on the traveler, but perhaps on their home reality as well.
That warning introduces a crucial element of realism, even in this fantastical setting. It suggests that interdimensional travel isn't without its costs, and that exposure to other realities can have profound and potentially lasting impacts on individuals, and perhaps even on the fabric of their home world. It's a subtle reminder that every experience changes us in some way.
And it all builds to this powerful realization for the teen. The society isn't just a group of quirky explorers. They're fighting this desperate, silent war against cosmic unraveling.
Exactly.
That initial feeling of restlessness has unexpectedly led them to become a guardian, someone vital in this hidden conflict. That's a massive aha moment, realizing your own seemingly insignificant life might have a much larger purpose.
That transformation from someone seeking escape to someone embracing responsibility is the emotional core of the flash fiction story. The restless soul finds not just adventure, but a profound sense of purpose. It speaks to the idea that our deepest longings can sometimes lead us to our most important roles, even if we don't initially understand where they're taking us.
And the ending. The familiar world now feels completely different, with every flicker of light a potential doorway. The teen's entire perspective has shifted.
Yeah, the mundane is gone.
They've gone from someone who reads about adventures to someone who is living one, becoming a cartographer and a protector. It's a really compelling transformation, leaving you wondering what hidden battles might be happening just beyond our perception.
The final image of the teen, as both cartographer and protector, perfectly encapsulates their new reality. They are not just mapping physical spaces, but also the boundaries between worlds, and their role has shifted from passive observer to active guardian. The idea that the true price of stepping beyond the map, this profound and permanent change in their understanding of reality, is quite powerful.
Okay, after that mind-bending trip, let's steer our rig towards a completely different kind of story with our next pit stop, Alara.
Right, a big shift.
This flash fiction story starts with such a promising premise, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Alara Jansen and her team discovered this alien melody, the Lorelei song, which is believed to bring tranquility. It's like, finally, a potential solution for a world often filled with conflict.
Exactly. The initial concept of a weaponized melody designed for peace is intriguing in itself. It plays on the idea that powerful forces can be harnessed for positive ends. The legend surrounding the Lorelei song adds a layer of mystique and anticipation.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on the ethics of weaponizing something, even for a seemingly good purpose like peace?
Oh, wow. That's a really interesting question right off the bat. It feels like playing with fire, doesn't it? Even with the best intentions.
It does. There's always that risk of unintended consequences.
And the initial success seems almost too good to be true. The first note soothes everyone in the lab, then the peace spreads throughout the city, news goes quiet, replaced by blissed-out smiles. You think, wow, they actually did it. It's this moment of immense hope before everything takes that unsettling turn.
That rapid and widespread effect of the melody sets a precedent for its immense power. The immediate cessation of conflict and the pervasive sense of peace create a seemingly utopian scenario, which makes the subsequent descent into something far more sinister all the more impactful.
Absolutely.
It's a stark reminder that even seemingly benevolent forces can have unforeseen and potentially negative consequences.
And the shift is so unsettling. It starts subtly with physical appearances, posture straightening, nails becoming perfect, blemishes vanishing. It's like the melody isn't just bringing peace, it's imposing some kind of ideal, almost erasing individuality.
This is where the flash fiction story takes a sharp turn into body horror and psychological unease. The focus on physical perfection as an outcome of the melody introduces the disturbing idea that true peace might come at the cost of individuality and natural human variation.
Right, it's creepy.
It makes you wonder, what is the definition of peace if it requires the erasure of what makes us unique?
Then it escalates. Alara tries to stop it, but her own colleagues, now completely fixated on this pursuit of unattainable perfection for the song, prevent her.
Yeah, they turn on her.
That loss of control, that being thwarted by those who were once your allies, is genuinely terrifying.
The transformation of Alara's colleagues highlights the insidious nature of the song's influence. Their obsession with an abstract ideal and their willingness to override their own free will underscore the dangers of surrendering to a seemingly benevolent force without fully understanding its implications. It raises questions about autonomy and the potential for even well-intentioned movements to become authoritarian.
And the world outside becomes this bizarre, hyper-ordered landscape. Cities rebuild themselves with unnatural symmetry, parks are perfectly manicured, and people move with this disturbing, graceful obsession.
Like synchronized swimmers, but everywhere.
Exactly. It's like humanity has become a perfectly synchronized but utterly soulless machine. It's the opposite of the vibrant, messy reality we know.
The imagery of the transformed cities and people is deeply unsettling. The unnatural symmetry and disturbing ballet paint a picture of a world where spontaneity and imperfection have been eradicated in the pursuit of an artificial ideal.
Yeah.
It raises profound questions about the true meaning of peace and harmony. Is a world without conflict truly peaceful if it lacks the very essence of human experience?
The flash fiction story then introduces this chilling concept. Humanity humming a dissonant drone of relentless self-improvement. Even in this seemingly perfect world, there's this undercurrent of anxiety, this constant striving for an ideal that's inherently unattainable.
Yeah, and it's killing them.
Leading to starvation and physical wasting. It's a brutal irony, perfect on the surface, but decaying from within.
That dissonant drone perfectly captures the underlying tension and tragedy of this so-called perfect world. The relentless pursuit of an impossible standard leads not to fulfillment, but to a slow, agonizing decay.
It's horrifying.
It's a powerful commentary on the dangers of chasing an abstract notion of perfection at the expense of basic human needs and flaws. What do you think drives this relentless self-improvement, even in a seemingly perfect state? Is it an inherent human drive twisted by the song, or something else entirely?
That's a great question. It almost feels like the song amplified some inherent human insecurity, maybe, like that nagging feeling of not good enough turned up to 11 and made universal.
Possibly. Or maybe it's just the nature of the song itself, its alien logic.
In this desperate act, Alara, starving and delirious, manages to destroy the device. It's a final act of defiance against this terrifying perfection, a reclaiming of her own imperfect humanity.
Alara's desperate act of destroying the device, even in her weakened state, underscores the resilience of the human spirit and the inherent value of imperfection. It's a rejection of the artificial harmony imposed by the song and a reclaiming of individual agency.
You're rooting for her, even as everything falls apart.
It makes you wonder what our own breaking points might be in the face of seemingly beneficial but ultimately controlling forces.
But the aftermath isn't a miraculous reset. The world doesn't immediately go back to normal. Instead, the relentless drive for perfection just stops and humanity collapses. These beautiful, perfect corpses littering the pristine streets.
Yeah, it's incredibly bleak.
It's a stark and tragic consequence, highlighting the irreversible damage caused by this pursuit of a flawed ideal.
The lack of an immediate return to normalcy emphasizes the profound and irreversible impact of the song. The image of beautiful corpses littering pristine streets is a powerful and disturbing paradox, highlighting the ultimate cost of pursuing a flawed ideal of perfection. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the cure can be far worse than the disease.
And then we have this final poignant moment. Alara finds peace in the sourness of an imperfect apple, finally at rest amidst all the devastation.
Apple.
She hums the melody, but now with a completely different understanding. It's a really thought-provoking ending, finding solace in imperfection after witnessing the horrors of artificial perfection.
Alara's solace in the sourness of an imperfect apple is a powerful symbol of the inherent beauty and value of flaws and imperfections. Her humming of the melody with a new understanding suggests a form of acceptance and perhaps even a reclaiming of the song's potential for peace, but now grounded in the reality of human imperfection.
A bittersweet piece.
It leaves you contemplating the true nature of peace and where it can genuinely be found.
So in these two pit stops, you've shared these incredible flash fiction stories exploring hidden realities and the terrifying potential of pursuing perfection without limits.
Quite the contrast.
In Dimension Hoppers, we saw how an ordinary world can contain layers of extraordinary responsibility, all hinging on the actions of a secret society. It definitely taps into that deep-seated human curiosity about what might lie beyond our everyday experience.
And then Alara took us down a much darker road, illustrating how even a seemingly positive aspiration like peace can lead to catastrophic outcomes when taken to an extreme. The idea that perfection can be a destructive force is a chilling thought that resonates with historical examples of utopian ideals gone wrong.
What's really fascinating when you consider these two flash fiction stories together is this underlying theme of hidden forces shaping reality. In Dimension Hoppers, it's the literal forces of different dimensions and the efforts to maintain cosmic balance.
Right, external forces.
In Ilara, it's the more subtle but incredibly powerful influence of an idea, the idea of perfect harmony and how that can warp and ultimately destroy.
More of an internal or maybe ideological force. This raises a really important question for you to consider.
Yeah.
What kind of hidden forces do you think shape our own reality on a personal or global scale?
That's a big one.
Are they external, like the rifts and instabilities in Dimension Hoppers constantly threatening to disrupt our understanding of things? Or are they more internal, like the deep-seated human yearning for an idealized state, as we saw in Ilara?
Absolutely. Or maybe a mix of both. Thanks for bringing these incredible flash fiction stories to our attention. We really hope this pit stop has given you some interesting insights and plenty to ponder.
Yeah, lots to think about.
Let us know what other sources you're curious about us diving into next. Rate and follow you, Mother Truckers, for more captivating mysteries from the world of flash fiction.